Scorpio, welcome to your monthly horoscope for October 2023. In this video, I will be going over all of the major energies for October. Now, before we get into the charts, I do want to mention that coming into the month, we are officially in eclipse season. We will be having our very first solar eclipse in Libra right here in your 12th house. And we will also be having the final lunar eclipse in Taurus, wrapping up this Taurus Scorpio saga with the nodes being in Taurus and Scorpio and the energies we've been moving through since February 2022. There is a final wrapping up and finalizing of that energy. Now, coming into the month, we have the sun in your 12th house. We also have your chart ruler, Mars, in your 12th house. And so, what this can sometimes bring is a lack of energy, sometimes feeling depleted, and, not having a lot of motivation, willpower, and drive because, Mars is your chart ruler, but Mars also rules motivation, willpower, and drive. And then the sun being our life force energy, our vitality. And so when we have the sun transiting through our 12th house and Mars transiting through our 12th house, especially together, there can be a lot of challenging energy when it has to do with motivation or feeling motivated or having that drive to really move forward. This is a time to really kind of sit with energies, rest, go within, focus on your spiritual practice at this time. The 12th house does represent spiritualities, energies, the subconscious, self-undoing. And so you do want to be careful of any self-undoing or self-sabotaging tendencies as well at this time while we have that energy in Libra in your 12th house. Now, once we move forward to October 4th, we have Mercury also entering Libra, moving into your 12th house, kind of adding to this energy here. When we get to October 8th, we will have Venus enter Virgo. Now, this is going to be quite a big energy shift. We've had Venus in Leo since June. We had that Venus retrograde in Leo. At that time, you may have been rethinking some things around your career, maybe even to rethinking things around, relationships or something showing up with relationships. And also, that 12th house energy because Venus rules your 12th house. So Venus being in Virgo, Mercury being in Libra, there's mutual reception here, meaning that there's something about these 11th and 12th house energies that are being integrated, that are working together. Whether you are focusing maybe on your spiritual practice and putting some type of spiritual content online, I mean, it can definitely show up in that way because the 11th house represents friends and friendships, social groups, online connections, social media, humanitarian pursuits. And so with Venus being in the 11th house, there can be a lot more focus on those themes and topics. But then also, like I mentioned, that integration with both those energies kind of working together. Once we get to October 10th, we have Pluto stationing direct right here in your third house. And when this happens, there's going to be this square. When Pluto stations, there's going to be a square from Mars here in your 12th. Now, you can really feel this because these are both of your chart rulers. Mars is your traditional ruler and Pluto is your modern ruler. So you're definitely really going to feel this. And this can be a lot of tension or an energy blockage showing up for you. Something showing up that you're having to address, that you're having to move through, something that may require balance. And so definitely an energy to be mindful of and aware of around October 10th. And then once we get to October 12th, we will have Mars enter your first house. So some of this energy starts to alleviate as we get to the middle of the month. You will have your chart ruler moving through the first, which definitely feels better when it has to do with motivation, willpower, and drive. There can also be a lot of focus on you, your direction that you're moving into with your chart ruler moving through the first and the first house being the house in your chart that really does represent you, your character, your personality, your physical body, your appearance. And then on October 14th is when we have the solar eclipse in Libra at 21 degrees. So don't pay attention to these degree points. It is at 21 degrees here in Libra in your 12th house. Now, this is the very first solar eclipse we are having in Libra. We had our first solar eclipse in Aries back April 20th, 2023, which really initiated us into this new Aries Libra nodal journey. And so if you think back to 2005, because that is the last time we had the South Node moving through Libra, the nodes transit the exact same spot in our chart roughly every 18 years. So back in 2005 is when we had the South Node in Libra. If you think back to that time period, anything that was showing up for you, I mean, if you're old enough, you may be too young, but if you can think back to 2005, anything that was showing up for you, that can definitely give you an idea of some things that will be showing up for you to move through, some energies that you will be moving through this time around. And then October 19th, 20th and 21st, we have the Mercury Cazimi. So for about 3 days, Mercury and the Sun are going to be moving along together in Libra. They will come together at 25 degrees, then move to 26 degrees, and then to 27 degrees, as you can see here. And this can really bring in some sudden insight, especially being in your 12th house. Pay attention to your intuitive downloads, your intuition, what you are feeling, the energies around you, your energetic body. This can actually also to be an epiphany of some kind. This can even be you having a conversation with somebody or having an understanding of a direction you want to move in, especially when it has to do with 11th house topics or 8th house topics. So friends, friendships, social groups, social media, humanitarian pursuits, hopes, dreams. And the 8th house is your partner's finances, money coming in from outside resources, taxes, inheritance, psychological healing and transformation. So this is a time where you can really have some type of aha moment. And then on October 22nd, we will have Mercury enter Scorpio here in your first house. So, and then October 23rd, then we have the Sun enter Scorpio as well. So we go from having all of this energy here in the third house, in Libra in this 12th house, shift into Scorpio now in your first house. So coming into the month, we have that difficult energy. As we move through the month and reach the end of the month, that energy starts to feel a lot better. And definitely too, with the Sun and Mercury being your chart ruler, Mars being your chart ruler and having all of this energy in the first house, there can be a lot of focus with you, this new direction that you're possibly wanting to move in, maybe having extra motivation, willpower, and drive to really go after the thing. So that's quite nice. And then on October 28th, we will be having our final lunar eclipse in Taurus at 5 degrees right here in your chart. So this is closing out the energies that you've been moving through since February 2022. We had the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. So, the last year and a half or so, you've been moving through a lot of interesting energies or different energies, a lot of changes showing up for you when it has to do with you and your partnerships, your relationships. And so this lunar eclipse we are having in the 7th house is finalizing that. It is closing that energy out. You're having a final understanding. Now it's moving into the whole Aries and Libra axis, which, yes, we've already started. So this month is interesting because it's like starting almost a new cycle and closing out another one. It really does have this teeter-totter kind of energy. Okay, Scorpio. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helps you move through the energies for the month of October. If you align with my energy and enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will connect with you in the next one.